Alright, so today I'm going to show you how I made this awesome Silent Hill nurse costume. This was 2 years ago, but it was so awesome I wanted to share how I made it. And I wanted to make sure I did it before Halloween. Let's do this, because I should have done it days ago. Alright. So to start, this is a plaster I made of my face several years ago. I learned how to make it off YouTube. I have a foam head, some Vaseline, some gauze, some liquid latex. Love this stuff. Is a staple in my special effects makeup kit. I cannot go without it. It's very important. I use so much of it. And I have some tissue, and you need something to pour the liquid latex on, preferably something plastic or plaster, you know. Anyway, this was my inspiration for the costume. I love this movie. Only this one though. I don't like the other one. It was not good. But yeah, I love the costumes in this movie. I did actually have an actual costume, but I could not find it in time. And yeah, I was running behind, so I did not have time to even look for it anymore. I spent like an hour looking for it, couldn't find it. So anyway, I ended up using a dress from my actual clothing that I wear to work sometimes. But yeah, my actual wardrobe. But anyway, to start, you're going to use a lot of Vaseline, and you're going to cover that face of yours in Vaseline. And this is to help prevent the latex and the tissue and everything from sticking to it, because it will if you don't cover it in Vaseline or something similar. So I just made sure I got into every crevice and made sure it was completely covered. And then I like to use these disposable wedges to apply the latex, because latex will ruin any brushes or sponges or anything you have. So you might want to just use something that is disposable. So I went ahead and I started to cover my face in tissue and latex. Just place the tissue over your face. Pretty much we're going to cover the whole face in tissue to start. This is basically just going to be our base. And then we're going to add some gauze over top so you can get that effect like the nurses have in the movie. I love that movie so much. I just wish they'd done better with the other one. And the game is really cool too. I was kind of disappointed because most of the kids that came to our house did not know what I was from or where I was from. They just thought I was like a zombie nurse or something. I don't know. Anyway, it was still cool. They were still freaked out. So just gonna pretty much go in with your latex and the sponge and just completely just cover all the tissue, and you're gonna make layers just to make sure it is strong, because when you go to take it off, you want to make sure it doesn't, fall apart. You don't want it to be flimsy or too thin, And to make sure to get under that chin as well, because we're making a mask, pretty much. We're just making a mask. And it costs way less than $50 like you would pay at the store. So you can make your own mask and it will fit your face perfectly. And you'll have it for years and years to come. So after I did that, I covered it in several layers. I think I did like 3, maybe 4 layers of this. And then I went in with my blow dryer just to speed up the process, because as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I should have done this days beforehand. Like most things I do, I procrastinate a lot. Anyway, make sure that is dry. Even after it's dry though, it's still going to be sticky, just FYI. So then we're going to go in with the gauze and just start placing the gauze over the face. I tried to do like a diagonal sort of look, like you would have seen in the clips, like a lot of them had. So I did that, and then I also kind of like pinched it at certain points to create like a wrinkled looking effect, like some of them had as well. But yeah, you're just gonna go back in with the latex to apply the gauze as well. And like I said, I love latex. It's so versatile, and it comes in handy for so many different things that I've used throughout the years. This is the first special effects video I've done in a long time. Like I said, I did this 2 years ago. This was 2 Halloweens ago, and I kind of just forgot to post it. Didn't really think to post it just because, I don't know. It was just a video I kind of made for myself, and I just decided, I'll post it just so I can remember how to do it next time if I want to do it again. But honestly, this whole thing, I kind of just did it off the top of my head. I didn't really look up a tutorial or anything. I just kind of thought, what did I want to do and how can I go about making it for as cheap as possible. But anyway, yeah, just keep going in with the latex and the gauze. And all of this product was super, super cheap and super affordable. You can buy it at any store that sells Halloween stuff. Pretty much. Well, not any store, I guess. Either you can, the liquid latex and stuff, you know, Walmart or offline. I love Maron makeup. They're the best, I think, for Halloween makeup and stuff like that. They also sell liquid latex and spirit gum and the wax. I used to use a lot of that wax too, but I haven't done that in years either. But anyway, so pretty much, I guess, just like, I want to say Walmart or something like Walmart, where you can get the liquid latex specifically, and then pretty much everywhere else for like the gauze, the Vaseline, all that good stuff, or just order it offline. But anyway, yeah, keep going in. You kind of want it to overlap a bit because, like I said, it's going to be a mask, so you do want it to go around your head, so you really don't have to like cut a lot off. You'll see when we come to the point where we make the whole head. But anyway, and I wish you could see the definition I added here, but it doesn't really show up that well on camera. But yeah, I added more definition. You can see I'm pinching the gauze to kind of create the rippling and stuff like that. But yeah, just keep going in with latex as much as you like to make sure it's saturated, but kind of it's still gonna stick either way. So you really don't have to be precise. Just want to make sure that it's covered, basically. But we're gonna go in with paint either way. So any mistakes or anything, you can't really make a mistake. But either way, it's gonna be covered with paint. Just go in and dry it again with my dryer. I went in again and dried it with my dryer, and you can better see the definition there. And then I went ahead and removed that. But first I covered my head in plastic bags, my foam head. And I just used several layers of plastic bags because I measured my head before this. And of course the foam head is smaller than my actual head. So I just covered it in layers and layers of plastic bags to get the correct size. I think I did like 4 bags. But yeah, 4 or 5. But yeah, once you get the desired size, make sure you measure it again just to be sure. Because you don't want it to be too small. And anyway, I went ahead and removed the mask from my face. And don't mind the coloring on my plaster face. My daughter did that years ago. I don't know why. She just wanted to do makeup on it. And I could never get it off. But anyway, I removed my mask from my face. A lot of people use powder to do this as well, to remove it. I didn't feel like I needed to do that because it was pretty dry, and I had a lot of Vaseline, so it didn't really stick like that badly. Anyway, afterwards I did add powder to the outside of it as well as the inside of it because, like I said, even though it's dry, it's still kind of sticky. And I didn't want to mess up my brushes I'm going to use to paint, so I was kind of concerned about that. And you could just use any sort of setting powder to do this. I used like a translucent powder and just added it everywhere just to make sure. And then dry it again. And then we're gonna go in and add our gauze all around the head, and this is just gonna create the full mask effect sort of deal. And we're gonna go in again with some more latex. Like I said, we use a lot of latex. I think I need to get some more this year. I probably should have already gotten it, but I'm not sure. I need to check my inventory. I don't even know what I have. But anyway, yeah, I think this whole process took me maybe like a little over 2 hours to create this mask. And then it took me maybe about 20 minutes to put everything on and together when it was time. But yeah, you don't want to rush it if you want to make something that you want to keep for years and years, to make a quality mask. So anyway, yeah, keep going. It's a lot of going in with layers. So layers is very important. A lot of layers and a lot of gauze and a lot of tissue. I didn't do just the gauze because the layers of tissue made the face of it stronger. The back of it, and it just like helped with the definition when it came to it. So anyway, I was fine with just doing the gauze for the back of the head. And I kind of wanted that stretch. So anyway, I went again with some more heat from my blow dryer just to dry it. And make sure everything was dried properly. You don't want to get that in your hair or anything. And then this is super, super important. Definitely make sure you create some sort of air holes. And an eye hole. I made one eye hole. And then I made sure to create air holes in the nostrils of my mask. Yeah, for some reason, my vision is like almost always distorted on Halloween, either with contacts. I usually use either like blackout contacts or something like that, or I'm wearing some sort of mask that I created that gives me limited vision. But I don't know, all for the art, I guess. But yeah, it's very important. You can also create a mouth hole if you want. I didn't. I was fine with just the nose holes. And definitely make sure you try it on before you do anything else, just to make sure. Because you want to go any further and then, it doesn't fit, or you can't breathe, or you can't see, So definitely try it on throughout this process. And next I went in with some this is a foundation. I went in with some foundation. I made sure to use some foundation that I kind of mixed it with some foundation that was kind of my shade, but then also some that was a little darker. And then next I went in with some cream based face paints that was a little lighter than my foundation, and just kind of getting in all those crevices and getting all the yellow spots that the foundation didn't get, and just kind of blending all that in very roughly and ruggedly. And then I went in with some alcohol based paints. No, this is still some cream based paints with a little bit of blood, not blood, but maroon reddish cream makeup. And then I went in with my alcohol based paints, which I love these paints so much. They were so affordable and the shipping was super fast. I forget where I got it, but I got it in like 2 days. But I love the alcohol based paints. I usually apply them last, and I'm kind of just going in with that in like all the spots that the cream based paints missed. I love this stuff. Dries really, really fast too, and it stays throughout the night. Like the cream based stuff, it can rub off, if anybody touches it or if you touch it, it can rub off throughout the night, but the alcohol based stuff is going to stay. So I just kind of want to make it kind of look dirty and bruised, like like the ladies were earlier in the video. And then I added more foundation on top of that and blended all that in. So I put on a wig cap. You can use a ball cap or anything like that. I think I have some ball caps. I just could not find them at the time. So I just used a wig. I just used the wig cap because I had like less than 20 minutes to get this done. The kids were already coming to our door. They usually come earlier every year, I feel. But yeah, I had to hurry up. And I had to make my little hat because, like I said, I could not find any parts of my costume when it came time to do this. And spoiler, I found the whole costume after trick-or-treating, after the kids and everything were gone and all that. I found it in the attic. The hat and the dress and everything. Like, seriously? But anyway, I widened the hole a little bit for my eye so I could see a little better. And then I attached the mask to my face using more latex. Some people like using spirit gum. I have some. I feel like it doesn't hold as well as latex for me personally. I feel like it wears out throughout the day, and latex dries so much quicker than spirit gum to me personally. So I don't know. Spirit gum is supposed to be like, it's supposed to be better, but yeah, I prefer latex. It attaches super fast and it stays. So that's what I did, and I made sure to press everything down just to make sure it was secure. Make sure if you have any hair around your face like that and you want to make one of these, you might want to either add Vaseline to your hair so it doesn't stick, or just cut it, or try to just move it out of the way if you can. And I made this little hat and I thought it was really cool, and I just attached the hat using bobby pins to the mask, and then I went in with some more paint just to dirty myself up, and the dress as well, and also the hat. And later on I just kind of added more paint to the areas where you still see a little bit of yellow. But here I just used powder makeup because, like I said, this is a dress I actually wear sometimes, and I wanted to make sure the makeup came out afterwards, which it did. But yeah, I wanted to make sure it was at least a little bit dirty for this, otherwise it just wouldn't look right. And this is the final look, and yeah, that's my Silent Hill nurse pose, and my knife, my little fake machete, I guess. But yeah, I'm super happy with how this turned out. I'm super impressed that I just kind of winged it. But yeah, I still have this mask like 2 years later. So anytime I can't come up with an idea for a costume, which hasn't happened yet, but anytime I can just whip it out. I have several others that I've made, including like a clown mask and stuff like that I've done throughout the years. I don't remember if I did a video for that or not. But anyway, that is it. Please let me know what you're going to be for Halloween if you celebrate it, and have fun. Be scary and have fun with the kids. Bye.